Remember to ask permission before you do your ritual. I know, okay. A lot of us as witches, when we come to magic, it's about like reclaiming our power and claiming our power for ourselves. And Spirit recently has had me on this huge kick. And I mean, like, not even in ritual, doing daily tasks that have to do with magic stuff, because everything I do is magic. Asking permission to like start different rituals in my life. Spirit is like drilling it into me recently to do that. And normally, if I'm getting pounded with the lesson, normally after that, then I start teaching it to people, or it starts coming up in sessions, etc. That hasn't happened yet, but I know that I'm like heavily learning about that right now. And really, if we think about it, every single ritual, every single working, every single practice that we would step into is going to alter your world, which means it's going to alter the world. Hella. So if we ask permission before we do those rituals, and listen, there's a time and place for everything. Right. Okay. Discern always. If we ask permission for those rituals to happen before we step into them, that means anyone, anything, everything, and everyone who, including the spirits, okay, not just like living, breathing humans and situations and circumstances, but the spirits involved with that work, whether you realize they're involved or not. Hello, there's more spirits in the world than can be named. Hello. Okay. Crazy. And something that the coven brought to me, I can't remember who this was in the coven, so shout out to you if this was you, because it was a specific person, I'm pretty sure, who said this. But anyway, they were talking about how there's spirits yet to be born, like there's goddesses yet to be born. Crazy. Oh, whoa. Okay. So all of them, okay, all of them. If you ask permission before you go into the work, that means you're asking permission from the lot of them, which means anything, anyone, everything, and everyone who is involved in that work has given you permission. And it will make sure that people who are not going to be giving you permission are out of it. People who would not give permission to be involved in that will not be involved in it. And on some occasions, because this isn't always how things work, but it is sometimes, always discern, right? I've said it 3 times in this video and I will always say it, always discern. Sometimes if you don't ask permission before a ritual begins, spirit is not going to ask permission when there's a payment due from you for that work. You want spirit to just come up in your life after you've asked for something and you're manifesting something and you're working on something, and now all of a sudden you need to feed that work. You want spirit to ask permission, right? I want spirit to ask permission. And that's what I'm saying. There's always a time and a place, because how do I say that? Some workings don't require that. And always discern, because like even if you're not going to ask permission, I'm talking about like baneful stuff, you know what I mean? Baneful, painful stuff. That kind of work is sometimes, of course, you wouldn't be asking permission from the other person. Hello. But you still want to ask permission from spirit to walk into it. Can I do this? Is this all right? Yeah, kid, go on. There hasn't, I don't think, been a time since this has started to get drilled into my brain for the previous amount of time. I don't know, it's been a while, a moment. There hasn't been a time where I've been denied. Every single time I ask, they're like, hey, you got it. Hey, good job. You get it anyway. Now, instead of forcing yourself through the gates, now we're going to offer them to you. So it's a little different. But permission, especially for the people who work with the mothers, the altar mothers, the unseen mothers, the shadow mothers, the dark mothers. There's so many different names for them. Okay, so however you sit with that. Permission is a really, 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 really nuanced, very large, big, uh, thematic, dramatic, emotional, sometimes traumatic, okay, topic. There's a lot of layers to it. And I mean, so many. So many that even talking about it right now is stressing me out a little bit. Let me not stress about it then. And also, on a general level, okay, just make sure you're asking permission before you go and tell magic what to do. And that way, magic will ask permission of you also. It's a great barrier. It's a great boundary. It's a great warding technique also. Crazy, crazy thought. Anyways, I think that's what I have for this. Gratitude, reverence, and love to you. Keep up the brew you need to do. I will too. And I'll be asking permission when I remember to, because I'm still training my brain, right? Okay. So train yours too if you need to. So it is. And make it be as easy as it possibly can be for you. Also true. And I'll talk to you soon. A friggin' also true. Yeah.